Hey guys, so like I said in one of my community posts, I directly don't give a fuck if YouTube recommends this or not, so I tried to do something different, something that I always wanted to do. I always wanted to do this type of ranking of videos and ranting about something that I really like, OSC related, and what better than the best season that this has. I'm of course talking about the power of 2. It's pretty obvious. All of the episodes are consistently good. And with the release of Tpot 10 some days ago, I decided to make a ranking video of Tpot episodes before even a boy gets to BFDI. And if you say, oh, you copied schaffrillas because of how this video is, congratulations, you missed the entire point of the video. I love seeing schaffrillas production, so I was heavily inspired for this video. Without further ado, let's begin to ranking with number 10.
Disappointment in the game of life.
Let's get the carry out of the way first. This episode is bad. It takes an awful amount of time for the little stuff that actually happens in it. Like, almost every team gets only 2 scenes, except for the strongest team on Earth and Jackpot again. And they barely do stuff with them. Why do you put just not up for elimination if you directly did not give them any screen time? Nobody in this episode shows any kind of personality and they are all bland and boring. The amount of potential wasted on the contest having to go to different biomes across the planets is so frustrating. Because, like I say, they barely do stuff. You can literally skip this episode and the only thing you will miss is the most unfair and the most undeserved elimination of the season, both on the same episode. Because besides some rare times, nothing about this episode is brought up ever again. The next episode literally starts contradicting this fact that the plans went extinct at the end of it. Oh, what's that? Bubble was really good on this episode? One character actually had a personality here? Good job for you, Carrie, good job. I guess this episode is mostly just boring and frustrating, and there are some actually funny lines here and there. But seriously, what happened to Carrie's writing? BFDI was written by him and is one of my favorite BFB episodes. What could have happened in between for this massive glow? Oh, okay, that makes sense. Anyways, that's literally the only bad episode of this season. It is this consistently good.
I didn't understand what we were supposed to do, so I just started cooking risotto.
The amount of hype there was for Tpot 6 when it was released on the 2023 experience was something you can only experience once on live. With a small amount of leaks people were able to release of this episode, everyone was so excited because it seemed so interesting and creative, and the fact that 4NX will be back and the challenge will be to steal their dishes sounded so good. Then the episode released and it was so underwhelming. The challenge actually was to make a dish which is far less interesting, and the 4NX inclusion felt pointless and just bad fan service. Like, I'm not saying it was a bad thing, because in the following episodes they are a far way better inclusion. But here, they kind of felt pointless. But anyways, this episode was pretty good regardless of some disappointments. It was charming, entertaining, and it had some of the most iconic scenes of the season. It was really fast-paced and rushed in some parts, but that's mostly because the 2023 meetup was on June and they decided to release Tpot 5 on May. So they basically had like only a month to make it. Still a solid episode. A lot of people really do not like Tpot 3, mostly because of the sudden change of writers. And while I agree that Faris Atomi was stupid because the whole point of Tpot was that it was a more detailed season with more time of waiting between the episodes, I'm not one of the haters. Damn it, this episode made me accept my character arc and the curse out my favorite character. I can't hate this episode. I think Tpot 3 was very good. Even if it started the formula of challenge based on something that happened last minute, it wasn't that bad here. Even if it also feels very rushed, I think it's still a good episode. Not a masterpiece, but definitely not the weakest Sam episode. Also, the amusement part should be brought up more than none at all. You guys know that the record store isn't the only thing there, right?
Would you like some, big boy? Oh, what are you doing, Bubble?
I really do not have much to say about Tpot 8. Besides the fact that it's definitely the weakest after Tpot parody episode, but it's still very solid and good. I do agree that using the balance beam contest was kinda lazy, but it was really well adapted here, since it was more individual based than team based, which is always interesting to see. This episode also managed to make me enjoy gaiety, which is amazing. Even if short, it does not feel as rushed as the last two spots. Except with the pacing of the winter clock arc involving two. It only lasted one episode. I would have preferred if Winter Cleanup 2 was on the next episodes and we only got to see Clock try to talk to them once. I can't say it could be because it was unexpectedly turning into a zombie episode. Also, this episode made me accept Are You Okay as my favorite team just for the next episode to literally do nothing interesting with the characters. Now I'm sad.
Show me your moves!
I don't want to show my moves.
Oh my god, I miss when Teammates was a good team. What did they do to my beloved? Tpot 1 is definitely an amazing starter for this season. It's not the best, since this one doesn't have the usual start and introduces the characters, which is always enjoyable to watch, but at least we got to see more on the team forming part. Definitely a fun episode with some of the best teams of all of BFDI. Seriously, who thought of these teams combinations? They are perfect. And seeing Deadpack again, who they used to be the team with the longest winning streak on BFP, lose on the first episode was just an unexpected turn. Overall, a very good episode with a lot of iconic moments. Though 2 was kind of an asshole here, I'm glad that they got better as the episode went on.
Plates!
Wow, Tpot 5 on spot 5, I'm so funny, laugh now. I'm gonna accept the fact that I might have given this episode too much credit, since it's really not that special. It's just an episode that kinda there, and doesn't really do much. But man, I just can't help it, I really like this episode. I find it so fun and charming and an amazing time. I guess part of it comes with the fact that nobody expected this episode to come out before the 2023 meetup, and it was the biggest plot twist on BFDI history. It's sad that this episode had to adapt itself to the mess Carrie made last time, because things like Teammates never recover from that, sadly. And I gotta say, having the strongest team on Earth and Are You Okay bot after elimination here was really smart, because they are basically rival teams. I'm sorry, I just love this episode and I don't think that will ever change.
The second contest is sex.
You've got to be kidding me.
It took me a long time to decide which episode will go here, because Tpot 2 and 9 are so amazing that I just can't choose. But I guess Tpot 2 does take an extreme amount of time for the talent to just be stuck in blocks. With that said, I adore this episode. It's sad that this was the last Atomic written episode of the season, but she left with such a banger of a 36 minutes video. The writing feels so natural and clean that it actually made me think that they were real people. It has a lot of really good jokes and amazing individual arcs with so much potential. Seriously, what did they do to Teammates? They were so good in the first 2 episodes, I miss out so much. Why, Carrie, why? Teardrop joining on the second episode was pretty questionable at first, but as the season went on, I find her inclusion really well done, as it fits in perfectly. It really made me realize how even if she plays third on BFP, we barely got to see her, even on that season, and this is easily the best of her on all of BFDI. I wish we got to see more of her and Eggy, because that would be a very appointing moment, and that's epic.
The zombies are coming.
What the hell was Sam on when thinking of this episode? Seriously, we all expected a lava apocalypse because of Rocky's vomit on the volcano, and we got a zombie virus. That has to be the most unexpected concept, not of BFDI, and it's amazing. Sam just really thought of the most out-of-pocket challenge idea and just made a banger of an episode. You feel the suspense of seeing who will be taken down by the zombies first, just for the episode to go psych and get Pillow to miss her 2 distractions and successfully kill all her team, putting them up for elimination. That is so well made, seriously, how do you think of this? I guess one thing I didn't like is why did they need to sacrifice Teardrop to get the cure when they could have used the canal water? And before you say, but it's different because Teardrop makes Perfect stronger. In Tpot 5 it's on the TD and the canal water are basically the same, since she can turn into that canal water and come out without any changes. So they really didn't need to kill Teardrop. But I guess I'll take it since it was just to eliminate her. And I didn't feel that forced because she was getting a lot of plot armor for being on her own team. And also Sam finally didn't stop with teammates! Whoa, yay, they're finally interesting again. Keep it up, Sam, please, I beg you.
How about you just go jump off a cliff, you blubbering gremlin?
Sam has to have, in my opinion, the best character arc on the history of everything. Before Tpot 7, the newer Tpot episodes were very varied in terms of quality and didn't felt very well thought of. With the formulated last minute thought of challenge and Deadback again getting all the screen time, people basically meme about Sam's writing to the point where someone made a Tpot parody video. And then Sam saw the video, liked it, and used the parody criticism to grade his writing on the next episodes, while also listening to funny ideas that can be used to the show. What? How can Sam be this based? I just can't believe it. And Tpot 7 just shows it. This episode is perfect. It completed it by its ability to screen them in a fair way, except for teammates, but whatever. And it starts a lot of interesting arcs involving characters of each team. How is this episode real? The Deadback Again arc was so good because it was something the community was asking for a long time. Robot Flower wanting to be real Flower arc is so powerfully emotional it got a boy to like her character. This episode is basically what Tpot 4 wanted to be, because it uses the teams going to different locations across Goiki so well. They made Price like a character here, I can't believe it. I just wish that Buffalo didn't go down Tpot 9 because I would love to see the RUK art that was potentially going to happen. Make the team amazing. But I guess people just have to vote pen and TV for some reason, okay, great. This episode is truly perfect and it completely deserves a 10 out of 10. And the best part? It's not even the best episode. I think it's no surprise for anyone. Tpot 10 is the best Tpot episode by a landslide. It has everything Tpot 7 has and more. It expands Winner's backstory. It makes Fanny and Black Hole's points on the back both make sense. Was a nitpick I had with Tpot 7, because there the arc is that Fanny says that if they kill people they will win the challenge, when the reason they lose is because they give up challenge for saving lives instead of trying to win challenge and save lives at the same time. But luckily this episode does that, and it finally makes Black Hole's point have sense because it's true. If he betrays the pact, he can go on a rampage and end the world. It's so emotional and realistic, and I love that the fact that it doesn't end with one side winning. They both understand each other's point and find a way of fixing it with both of them winning. It's such a powerful ending for this arc and I love it. Marker still sucks and I hope he gets out, but at least he doesn't talk much here. The way that Winner finally calls out Clock for what he did and Clock explains his reasoning. That makes going back to the other episode when he acts like an obsessive fan really hit different when you see why. How Winner sounds so hard when explaining that Loser left them behind for the fame. How can these episodes be so powerfully emotional when they are objects? Stop making me feel emotional over objects. Jesus Christ, they even made Barbara have her own arc about how she's scared that they will hate her because of the zombie virus, and her team comforts them by saying it's not her fault for being controlled. Why is this episode so good? Who let Sam be so realistically emotional with objects? Oh, and don't get me started with Just Not, because it's by far my favorite part. The fact that it took this long to continue the book arc is insulting, but it was definitely worth it. How Book realizes that what she has done has left her all alone. How Pino, after realizing that death doesn't actually have a positive outcome, tries everything before actually trying to help Book. It's so on character, and when she gets Bryceak to talk to her instead of doing it herself, it made me love Pillow. And Bryceak, oh my god, Bryceak had the second best glow up of Tpot just behind Cake. I'm so glad that they finally do stuff after being a wasted slot of that debuted the majority of the season. I'm so sad that this team is up for elimination because I know Bambain won't get out because he's so goddamn overrated and I don't want to see any of these three get out. It's so refreshing to not see a last minute thought of challenge after how much? 8 episodes? It really gets to show how creative actually thought of challenge can be, because this was truly the best episode ever of BFDI history. If videos got something for Are You Okay, it will be a 12 out of 10, but I'm sadly gonna have to give it an 11 out of 10. I'm feeling what? Do you feel it too? Meh, whatever, just me. And that was the ranking. Hope you enjoyed it. If I feel like it, maybe I do another one of these with the Tpot characters this time. What's your opinion on the Tpot episodes? I do really respect opinions, even if this video doesn't seem like it. My complaints were exaggerated for comedic purposes. I don't hate Carrie, I just say it for the funny. But yeah, I don't really have much to say. Bye!